Okay, team training. What's today? February 6th, 2020. Welcome everybody. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. Welcome. So tonight we have some trainers hopping on to help me, and if I have some time, I do have some thoughts on. I've been listening to John Maxwell. I have like a training course with John Maxwell that I've finally been doing here. I've been after the kids go to bed, we've been sitting down and listening to that every night. So there's some training thoughts on there. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and see who else is on there. What's that, Terry? Oh, yep, perfect. So I'll keep an eye out for that. But we are going to share some practical tips tonight. We have some people that are just obviously rocking it and want to share the knowledge and what's working well for them. And Kate had a great conversation in one of her mentorship threads with one of her coaches, and I wanted her to just kind of share with because I read it and I was like, well, that was golden. I mean, that was perfect. So I wanted her to share. It was just a conversation, and it was a conversation that just kind of started as a hey, how are you? And it went all the way to getting a health assessment lined up. So Kate, take it away.
Awesome. So yeah, like Jason said, I was just talking with one of my coaches and they had been struggling on how to have a conversation with somebody that felt like it was a genuine conversation. And I'm like, well, what better way to show than literally screenshot exactly what I had just done that night. So I had become friends with one of my acquaintance friends from high school. We were not friends at the time. I, of course, friend requested her. And that was back on January 28th. Immediately, I sent her a text, and her name's Aura, which her share calls at 9 o'clock tonight. And I said, hey, how the heck are you after all these years? You're in Phoenix now? Because, of course, I did a little research. I looked at her profile. She's in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Guess where I'm going later this month, folks? So it actually took her all the way until whatever day that was. I'm not on the thing. Probably about 2 weeks later. No, January, February. Yeah, 2 weeks later for her to respond back to me. And she said, hi, I'm sorry about the delay in writing back. It was nice to get a message from you. I'm all right, and yes, in Phoenix. I hope all is well with you. Of course, me being me, that's completely fine. That's the best thing about messaging. I'm going to be visiting your beautiful city in just 3 weeks. I love it there. Okay, if you don't know, Phoenix is where Awaken is at. That is going to be an Optavia event led by Dan Valentine. And so, of course, I'm leading directly to why am I going to Phoenix, right? Because I'm going to introduce the fact that I'm a health coach. She's like, that's great. Oops, sorry. What is bringing you here? Not to be nosy. Not at all. It's a leadership conference for my health coaching business. A couple of my mentorship team just so happens to live there, and it's awesome because I get to come visit a couple of times a year. I was just there in November too. That's awesome. How fun. Congrats on your work too. Thanks. So what gave you the pleasure of moving to a much nicer climate? I'm building some relationship. I haven't talked to this girl in 25 years. An adventurous spirit. I was young. I lived here 9 years, moved back 8, decided to do it again almost 3 years ago. Continuing conversation. That's crazy. I love that. It takes some major guts to move across the country. And why did you come back? Missing this crap weather? Yeah, maybe more crazy than gutsy. It's home and I have a family there. I miss fall, but definitely not the winter. Yada, 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 a little bit of back and talk. And I just let her know, you know what, it just means that you're a dreamer. It puts action behind your dreams and makes them goals and then reality. I think it's awesome. I can visit seasons someday. I plan on getting out of here in the next several years. We continued the conversation, yada, yada, yada. She asked me where I want to move. I told her a few places. We just keep going. And then let's see. Okay, so she said something about obstacles. And so I just kind of agreed with her and I just asked her, you know, as far as the obstacles, as far as your health, it's a wonderful thing to have as a priority. I'm so glad that I finally started to make it important to me. What has been going on with you? Direct ask. She opened it up. She's like, hey, I've been having some obstacles. All right, hi, you open the window. I'm going to open the door. We went back and forth. She talked about stress. She talked about some inflammation issues. She talked about some other little things that I'm not going to go into. And I just went straight for it. I'm like, oh boy, that is not good. we should voice talk and see how I might be able to help. These things are my specialty. Hello, I'm a health coach. Okay. She talked a little bit about the mental things, some other challenges that she's been going through. And I just told her, I am so sorry to hear that. Hugs, my friend. Let's talk. I have time Thursday night at 8-ish your time. I think we're only an hour difference. And I put that in there. Would that work? Appreciated. Yes, let's do that. Here's my number. What's your number? I'll call you Thursday night. The end. It was like 15-minute conversation, and I put my kids to bed in between that and did all the things. And so literally make the friend request, start the conversation, let it happen when it happens. Sometimes they don't respond, but this was 2 weeks later, and I went directly for it saying, okay, here's our commonality. Other than what have you been doing for 25 years? I see you moved to Arizona. Immediately my brain went to, I'm coming to Arizona. Wouldn't it be great for me to come see you? And that's that. There you go, Jake. Hopefully that's what you wanted.
It's great. It's perfect. And I think too, we sometimes get stuck in rapport land, right? Instead of just getting to the point, right? When someone reaches out and you say like, oh, hey, how are the kids and all this stuff. And then later on, you're like, oh, by the way, how's your health? Like, just make it natural, one, but also like, just get to it. Say, hey, listen, I've talked for a while. How are you doing? Oh, I'm a health coach. I'm doing great. Things have been really good. I've been helping a lot of people. I've been keeping my weight off. And then like, oh, what's that about? Okay, boom, right there. Sometimes we get like stuck in this place where we're building rapport for 4 months and we just never ask the question. Like, just get to it. Like if you were at like a party with somebody and they were like, hey, what's new with you? What's going on? I mean, would you spend an hour building rapport before you told them like, hey, I'm a health coach and I lost 60 pounds? No, just get to it. So I think sometimes we kind of get stuck in that. And I love that, sometimes conversations go there, right? And we don't want to force it. Like if, like they're like, oh, my cat just died. Oh, well, you should get on a health assessment. Like, we're not going to do that. But, when you feel it and you the conversation, you just say, hey, listen, I don't know if you're interested in this or not, but I'm a health coach and I actually help people with that. If you'd be open for it, I'd love to hop on a call and share what we do. If not, cool, no big deal. But that's it. You just ask. And we've been doing some mantras here at home with the kids. And so one is, I am healthy. I am transformational. These are mine. I am transformational. I am bold with our business. And that's like been my mantra is like, let's just be more bold with what we have. Because if we believe this is a gift, then we should put it out there and not be apologetic about it. So, all right. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for sharing that. That was perfect. Okay, so we are going to have Shelly come on, and Shelly has just been on fire with her business lately. And there's not one component, but there is a component of her business that has been really helping her bring on a lot of partners and help a lot of people. So Shelly, take it away.
I had to beg for extra time tonight because I have a lot to say and I'm like Miss Overly Prepared. So I have like my script. So if I look down, you'll know what I'm doing here. So I was asked to speak tonight about actually scheduling and doing client celebration calls and how it impacted my business in the last 6 to 12 months. So I have realized that celebration calls have been the gateway to learning so much more about how to be a better coach and potential business leader. Because you see, we all have to go through growth, awareness, and processes. And without each step, we just remain stuck. And I'm a real process-driven type person. So I don't know why I got hung up on this in the past, but here we go. So this is what I found. Once you get out of your own way about doing them, you're going to find out a lot of things about your clients, yourself as a person, a coach, a leader, and a client yourself. So this is really multifaceted. So something that I really want you to think on is celebration calls are not just all about celebrating your clients, identifying future coaches, or even addressing issues. Celebration calls are an amazing opportunity for you to grow as a client, a coach, and a leader. Celebration calls can afford you the opportunity to learn great listening and problem-solving skills. because they make you take a step back from that lead position and position yourself in a place of listener again. So number one, mute your microphone or phone, but stay active in the conversation while your mentor leads. Don't feel the need to jump into the conversation unless you're asked. I was guilty of that in the past, so it just took a little bit of correction. But you know, I'm not calling anybody out here as well. Also, do not scroll Facebook, Instagram, your Optavia Connect, respond to private messages or text messages from friends and clients. Be involved, be listening, be curious. One thing that I do is I take notes during calls, and even if it's on a separate sheet of paper as your mentor leads, add these to your client's health assessment forms after the call is over. It's a great resource to go back, especially if they have some issues that you want to address later or you want to guide them. Your clients will also tend to open up and reveal things to your mentor that they very well may have never revealed to you for one reason or another. Maybe they just ask a question differently than you. Maybe they're just more open to the way that your mentor speaks to them. So your mentor may notice these issues revealed pretty quickly during the conversation based upon their responses, you know, and identify things that you've been missing. So if they've been struggling, you may not know. They may not have identified it to you. You know, they may not have told you. They may not have admitted that they've only been 5 and 1 ishing it, or any number of things. So after the call, recap it. You know, connect with your mentor, discuss their thoughts or cues on things that they were able to identify in the conversation, and that's going to assist you in successfully guiding your client forward. So be open to hearing your mentor's perspective after the call. The next thing that I want you to recognize is that the celebration call is also an amazing tool used to assist you in identifying potential coaches. So we listen intently to pick up cues about their desires, their needs, their goals. During this process, it can be layered organically in the conversation. In their journeys, it's likely to assist them, just like it's assisted us in reaching physical, mental, or financial goals. So we all have experiences with what opportunities this has afforded us, you know, whether that's been extra accountability, success, or maybe even financial or time freedom. So listen intently for those clues and meet them where they're at. Be curious to their needs and desires, and even assist them in dreaming just a little bit about their future success. Sometimes they really need us to believe for them until they can believe themselves. Keep it upbeat. Don't speak to negativity. Be willing to lead with positivity. So that was a long number 1, right? So here's number 2, and this is going to consist of some action steps and some whys. Whenever possible, schedule a Zoom instead of a 3-way call. This does a few things. You'll be able to assure that you have their full attention because you're essentially going to be looking at them in the eye. This way, they will be able to see your excitement in all of its authenticity, which will make them even more excited. Seeing their excitement and facial expressions will guide you in allowing them to lead the conversation as you listen and remain curious to their desires and goals. Try not to interrupt. Just like we do in a health assessment, try not to interrupt. Let them guide you through enough that you're able to see where their pull is and their future desires. This is also a great tool in identifying their struggle or even confusion, so listen closely. There's another reason why, as their coach, it's nice not to be in that lead position because it gives you more opportunity to understand them maybe even better than you thought that you did. Number 2, because you've already introduced them to this amazing Zoom tool, you're going to set them up for success in joining and getting integrated into our weekly Habits of Health calls, which I hope you are all a part of, because I'm going to repeat this twice. Because where and how we lead is where and how our future coaches will lead as well. So I'm going to say that again. Where and how we lead is where and how our future coaches will lead as well. So this will help them also feel confident about using the app, and it's also going to remove one excuse for them not to join. This is one of the great ways that we have to assist them in taking responsibility for their choices and their actions, whether or not they become integrated. So there are a few suggestions for continued dripping of not just coaching, but of assisting your future coaches in order to build their confidence. One is always that accountability Facebook post. My newest skill has been triple dog daring people to live their journeys out loud. And you're going to find three types of people, three types of clients here. So the first kind is going to be the kind that wants to shoot out of the gate. They're willing to come out screaming, watch their posts, be willing to guide them and come alongside them pretty quickly. Maybe help them, with preferred verbiage, using disclaimers on pictures when appropriate. If you're not sure, jump into your coaching thread for assistance with that. Make sure they know how to respond also to people who reach out to them. The second kind of person is we're going to require just a little bit more urging. So confidently direct them to post into our private Facebook community. That's going to be a place where they feel safe and supported. It's going to help build their confidence as well, as other community members are going to come alongside them. They're going to like their posts and they're going to comment. At some point, they will be ready to go public. Just be there and ready to support them when they are. And then there's the third kind. And this person, guys, I want you to give this person just a little bit of grace. Don't be afraid to listen to cues during your weekly client support calls, which I hope you are all doing phone calls and not text coaching, because this is one of the best ways to keep them integrated. Be excited and celebrate their accomplishments, and never, ever get in your own way about asking them again if they're ready to post. They may just be waiting for you to give them that extra nudge that they need. Offer to help them with wording if they feel stuck. Assure them that they don't even have to share a picture if they're not ready. Always come right to where they're at. And you wouldn't believe how many people get hung up on the thought or fear of having to expose themselves publicly because of fear of judgment. Believe me, guys, because I was that person. I was client number 3. I was the kind of client that my coaches and my mentorship had to believe in enough until I believed in myself. And look at where I am today. Every client deserves the full offering that we have. So keep loving on and supporting the third kind. So now that we've come this far, I'm going to get close to wrapping it up here, guys. You're probably asking, what does all of this that I just said have to do with a simple 30-minute celebration call, right? Well, I can tell you that all of these things have revealed themselves to me just by following a simple system that was put in place for me to follow and that I was super hesitant to use in the beginning. But here's a few skills that I've gained in the process. I've learned to become a better guide by stepping back and slowing down sometimes, because it's so easy for us to become trapped in the actions without ever thinking about what the doing of these actions is creating for the lives of the people that we're impacting. I'm learning to better identify areas of growth necessary for myself and becoming a better guide to my clients, as well as a better client to my own coach. I'm learning to stop taking responsibility for clients and future coaches who are not using the tools that are available to them by placing that accountability back on them. And I've learned to stop taking responsibility of celebrating them on social media or our community page. And this is why. We are looking to help them build confidence, skills, and ownership of their journey. Just like we can't cook their meals, we can't feed them their fuelings, or we can't refill their water bottles. We are simply guides, guiding them onto the next step in their journey to reach their goals. So I just want you guys to remind yourself this today. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about them. And I hope this helped everybody tonight.
Great job, Shelly. Thank you. Yeah, I love the idea of hopping on a Zoom for a celebration. There's just something about that face-to-face that, and I need to do it again more often. So I'm just being honest right now, because I haven't been doing them as much lately. So I need to do that. Another way to do it too, like if maybe somebody's like not technically savvy, is you can just set up a Facebook group and you do a video chat right from the Facebook group. So that's really easy. All they have to do is make sure they have their phone and it'll pop up. But again, that like face-to-face connection is so good. And yeah, exactly. Like people will always follow what you do, right? And so if you are showing them the right pathway to success, well, they're going to follow. They're going to be like, oh, well, that's what Shelly did. I may as well do that. And not putting any weight into what people do. It's like people are going to decide to do what they're going to do with their journey. And, coaches come, clients come, I mean, you have that client where you're like, oh yeah, this person's gonna be a coach, and they're like, oh, I hate the food, I don't like the taste of the food. I'm like, oh my, this happened to me the other day. So it's like, what are you gonna do? I mean, cry about it? No. Go find somebody else to get healthy. Go find somebody else that wants to change their life. That's it. I had that conversation, and then I met somebody at the RV park here that wants to learn about coaching. Okay, there we go. So, Tammy, you want to tag in, you said? Okay, come on in. It looks like you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. No. All right, keep that thought. And I don't know if you need some headphones or something. We'll go to Dana, and then we'll come back to Tammy and see if we can hear, because obviously it's going to be great, whatever she's saying. All right, Dana.
Hi there.
So, I'm going to introduce you first.
Yeah.
So Dana has consistently had one of the highest frontline volumes in our organization for a long time. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? So I just kind of wanted her to share real quick, like some of the things that she does to keep bringing on clients. And she's like, I don't know, but just tell them what you do, Dana. I mean, that's it. Like, there might not be some secret, but hey, consistency, whatever it is that you do, please just share with everyone and hope that it helps them.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Can you hear me? We're good. All right. I'm messing with the computer so I could just see Jason. That's fine. I like Shelly, you did an awesome job and I wrote notes out, but it's, when we talk about how to build our business, we go back to the basics, and you hear about the 3x3x3, starting conversations, adding friends, and posting. And so I have to be honest, the first couple of years of coaching, I was on an incline. Do you remember that, Jason? And then I crashed. And there was some awakening that happened. And so I was the client and the coach who did what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, and figured out in the journey that it wasn't working for me. I didn't have to reinvent anything. I just had to follow the system. And that was really hard for me because I don't know why. I don't like being told what to do. And then I realized how it was What are you laughing at, Jeff?
No, just
so
go ahead.
hold on. Oh, there I am. So I will honestly say the last 2 years, I post 4 or 5 times a day. And the reason behind that is multifaceted. I mean, I want to show people what's out there and what's available. Those before and after pictures are incredible. We have so many great stories. And I know not all of you post one a day, but I do. Sometimes I post in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes in the evening, because the people that are on their phone or on Facebook are on at different times during the day. And so if I'm posting it in the morning, no one's going to see it in the evening. So I guess I try not to get too into only doing it at a certain time or a certain day, but every day and variety. I kind of go with my mood, what's going on at home. Are the kids driving me crazy? People like to know we're human, that we don't live this perfect life and the children are perfect and we look good and we're healthy. No, there's struggles and they need to see that. They want to connect with us. I try to post recipes. Why not? We're eating amazing food and it's easy. And why not ask people if they want the recipe? Again, you get to have that conversation. Kate was talking about bringing it to Messenger. And so when people ask for the recipe, you can send it to Messenger, tell them to let you know what they think. And so it's building that relationship. So posting every day, 2, 3, 4 times, do it. Do it. I don't care how you feel. Do it. And there's not one day, and it becomes a habit, and you're not too busy. I mean, you can be too busy and it's okay, but you can't be too busy and want to grow the business. It doesn't go together. Okay, so if you want it, then you have to. I encourage you. Do it. But that's if you want to grow. And even if you want to help a few people, how do they know you're out there? Go to your Facebook page right now. Do they know you're a health coach? Or they go look and they see a picture, they scroll, nothing stands out to them. How do they know? Okay, so that is what I do. And there's nothing special about my posts. I'm not creative. I don't do Instagram. I just post. I forced my husband to start posting. Tell him what happened, Jeff.
I don't know, what do you call it? A
Um,
share call
we have
set up finally?
2 share calls set up. So 2 people reached out, and I know that was hard for him.
Yeah, it was to get into the constant habit of posting and doing health related stuff. Sometimes I even have her send me stuff so I can relay it forward to my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Just because she has some better ideas than me.
Well, I don't know about that. And that's where I think confidence, we worry too much about what everyone else is thinking. And we hear this so often. And I can tell you my confidence over these years has grown. And like Shelley said, let us believe in you until you can believe in yourself. But I think it's by not posting because you're worried about when someone else is thinking, they're not. And what's that saying? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. And so, put it out there. I always have this vision of, someone going to the doctor and they're saying, oh my God, Johnny, you're pre-diabetic, you have this heart condition, you've got to lose weight. And they walk out of there feeling helpless. Well, how can I sit with this little awesome gift to myself? It is so selfish. You need to get it out there. And if people want to see your posts, they don't have to see it. Disappear. We all have a mission, and we can't get hung up on what someone else is going to think. And those people that have opinions, I have to ask you, do you want the life they have? If not, move on. People who are growing and becoming better and helping others don't criticize and give you a hard time for posting. That's just my little rant on that. So post, add friends, add friends, add friends. Well, go add freaking friends now, like 20, add them. I'm sorry. Keep adding them until you have like 2,000. Just do it. Don't ask, do it. Friends of friends of friends of friends. 90% of our clients and coaches are people we haven't even known longer than probably a year, maybe 6 months. People are out there, and it's not weird to have friends of friends and that connection. So if you want to build your business, just add friends. I have 5,000 and it's too many. And so now it's fun because I get rid of people. They're not positive. They're not inspiring. Goodbye. Bring some more in. And that's a lot. That's a lot. But if you're only at 300 or 400 or 500, it's not enough. People aren't seeing your posts. It's not getting out there. It's okay. It's okay. No one thinks it's weird. People add friends all the time. And then start those conversations. Okay. Kate, you did a great example of, I don't know if she's still on here, what that can look like and how we can turn it to health, but it doesn't always turn to health. And so if in your news feed every day, you're only seeing coaches posts and clients posts, you're not getting out there enough. You have to start going into other people's worlds. They don't know you're in their world. Go to their news feed. We hear this all the time. Make sure they're normal and not weird. And and people that are, and that they've posted recently, what is going on in their world, and comment and like, and then go say hi to them, because they only know, oh, wow, Dana's liking this post. She commented here. How cool. And now she's saying hi. Oh my gosh, great to meet you. That's not weird. The more you do it, the most comfortable you'll get more comfortable. But that's key. And that's the hardest part to do because you have to sit down, focus, stop scrolling, get off your phone, and make it a point to start conversations. You might not see it evolve right now, but it will evolve. And once it spirals and continues, it grows.
Yes, it does.
See, but he's finally a believer.
I'm a believer.
Shh, kids are sleeping. God. And also, what about going live? I always tell people if they're going to go live, why not say, my coach challenged me to go live and kick fear in the face, so here I am. And just have fun, because then they connect. You're like a real person.
You know, part of it, I think, is...
Okay, we'll be quick. Go ahead, Jeff.
You actually... You're like a reality TV show with all the live videos you do. You're a form of entertainment to people, but they can still pull something from it. They look forward to seeing your posts, and that's just the way the world is now. And
like Jason said, I remember the other day, if you have to do a little video first and then post it, try that. But it's never as good as it is live. And I always notice how crooked my teeth are in those videos and my wrinkles. And it's just fun. No one cares. Be imperfect, and make your health a priority. It sucks when you're feeling crappy. Yeah, when you eat that, I get it. But we have to put our health first. And I've been at a place for a couple years, just kind of in limbo land, and I'm working on going towards a 5K. So I look to you, Tammy and Kate and Jason and all you guys exercising, and it's fun. You have to keep moving forward. So whatever that looks like for you, move forward. Maybe you just walk down the street. Who cares? Get in 5,000 steps, do something. And it's conversation worthy. People like to know, and they want to share in that with you. But otherwise, I have nothing else. Oh, here's one more. I'm sorry. If you want to grow your business, you have to grow yourself. That's it. I wish I had a bigger business, but I don't have the skills as a leader yet to have that bigger business. And so I am growing along with it. And that was a wake-up call 2 years ago. I need the books for inspiration. Be on all of our trainings. If you're feeling just down and out, not good about things, get on a training. And it happens. Just, it does. I don't know what else to say. Do the frickin' work, they say. That's it.
Perfect. You know what, too, just like the Facebook Lives, obviously we talk about that all the time, but it shows people who you are. If people are going to do business with people they know, like, and trust, and it shows like who you are, and they're like, hey, I like Dana, I like Tammy, I like Shelly, like, I like to connect with them. So that's a big part of it too. So Just Right is like a reality TV, right? But people are tuning in and checking it out. And I just had a good quote in my head, but I lost it. But it's about the consistency. I think, because I didn't know what you were going to say. And then you started going, and I was like, it's just consistency. And that was actually what I was going to talk about real quick. And then Tammy, let you hop on. But, I've been listening to John Maxwell, this training, and he had an example the other day. And he's like, you never see anybody that gets into the Hall of Fame because they had a good game, right? People are, like, any baseball player, any sports player, they can have a good game, but it's the people that are consistent, right? People that keep showing up. And then you use the example of, like, golfers. So, there's a golf tournament, and he was golfing with a professional golfer, and he's like, it's like, why don't they just have one round? People just one round. And he goes, because anybody could have a good game. That doesn't show you who the best golfer is. What shows you the best golfer is 4 rounds. And after the first 2 rounds, half of them are gone already. And by the final round, like 25% left. And those are the people that are actually doing all the work, and they're good golfers. And that's the biggest thing, is consistency, because you can't just have like, oh, today I had 30 conversations and then not do anything. because it's not going to last. Or you can't keep going and resting on your laurels that you're like, oh yeah, well, there was that 1 month where I signed up 8 coaches. Okay, what have you done the last 6 months? You got to keep that consistency going and keep pumping the handle for the water to keep flowing. So, all right, thank you, Dana. That's great. Okay, Tammy, close us out.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yes? Okay, good. There's something wrong with my computer microphone, I think. So just a note, Dana, that was awesome. Like all of that, if you guys need want the secret for success, like do everything Dana said and do it again and do it again and do it again and do it again, because that is really all it takes is consistency in every aspect of that. But a note on Shelly's celebration calls. As the person that generally does celebration calls with Shelly, I can tell you she does multiple of them a week. Shelly has a lot of clients, but it's not just the brand new clients, it's the clients that, hey, maybe need a little bit of a pick-me-up, or hey, they're absolutely rocking their journey, let's celebrate them again. And I can tell you personally, like from the start of that celebration call to where they are when we finish that call, I give them that challenge of, hey, would you be open to sharing, like you started on this journey, you're pouring into you, and just be excited about that, because, you know, it's going to give you more accountability. It's going to, you know, you're going to be more likely to reach your goals because you're talking about it publicly now, and you should be proud of it. And last part is you might actually inspire somebody to join you, and how fun would that be? And what is happening is these clients, they may not post within the second we get off that call, off of that Zoom, but a majority of them, I'll tell you, more of them do than don't. They post about their story, and it creates amazing referrals. It creates a lot of potential coaches, and it just really opens that gate, and it's being seen in Shelly's business over and over and over and over again, because she's consistently bringing them on. We're having a lot of fun, and I mean, who doesn't like to celebrate someone, right? And quite honestly, it inspires me too, as a coach, as a client myself, and to keep moving forward. And just like Dana said, freaking rock your health. Like always aim for that next level. That question of what's next always comes, whether you hit a rank or you hit your goal weight. Figure out what your next goal is and set something to keep you moving forward, because if you don't, you're going to go stagnant and business is going to backslide. Today I hit the lowest weight I have almost ever. So whoop, whoop. So I'm actually loving program right now, and actually next week is my 3-year anniversary. So hey, so that's it. That's out on me. So I'm done.
3 years? That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Man, that happened fast. All right. So I remember my quote, Jim Rohn quote, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better." You know what? The business is the business. Your journey is a journey. If you want more results, you got to work on yourself, and that be consistent and keep moving forward. So that's what we got. All right, guys. Great training. Awesome training. Probably one of our best yet. So everybody that shared, thank you so much. And we'll get the recording up soon. Share it out with your team, and we'll talk to you later.